in a coupe, rockin' Prada, and she dancing on this shit. 100 racks in my pocket, know my band's really lit. Shorty down for the trip, she taking time.
Alright guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me again, Johnny Izquierdo. I'm really excited to bring you guys this episode. We have an awesome portrait tutorial on CaptureOne with one of my favorite players, one of the NBA's rising stars, San Antonio Spurs guard, Dejounte Murray. Just an amazing guy to work with. A little bit of background, we worked this project with the Rec League, an agency down in LA. They do amazing work, great friends of mine. I had my buddy Logan Riley, who works for the Spurs as a photographer via the NBA. And I was here, we photographed this session for New Balance for one of their campaigns down in San Antonio, Texas. And I'm so excited to walk you guys through this. One of my favorite athletes to work with, one of my favorite sessions. And we're going to pick 2 images. We're going to walk you through it on every step that I've taken to get to where I need to get to. And really excited to show you guys how we got there. Now guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and any comments you may have, drop them below. But let's get right to it, right? All right guys, so our first thing is when we're seeing this image, right? Like I told you guys in past tutorials, okay? We are here in CaptureOne. We're going to crop down here, okay? Yep, and I just love this court, man. It's so like rugged and raw. And as you see, the main focus when you're shooting a portrait, make sure that the eyes are locked in, right? You really want Dejounte or whatever athlete you guys are working with to be really locked in, because the facial expressions are so important, guys. As you see here, I'm low, shooting high, and we photographed this with one pro photo on a monopod right over here. As you see, a little bit of a light spillage on here that I'll fix later. Is right over here and over my left shoulder, 45 degrees to Dejounte, okay, guys? So like everything else, we'll jump right through this one. I'll start with my base characteristics, a little bit of contrast. I'd like to desaturate a smidgen, a little bit of blacks, a little bit of shadows, and it was a gloomy gray day, as you'll see as I drop the highlights down, and I'll add a little bit of natural on this one. This one's very well lit, and it felt really good shooting this, so I'll walk you through it. Then I get down to my levels, guys, and I'll just touch it a tad bit. This clarity tool, I like to mess with it. And if you experiment with it, guys, you know, like you'll see what punch does, and you'll see what neutral does, and you see what classic does. You see how it different kind of edits. I like the natural look of it, and neutral is cool too. It kind of flattens it out. Actually, kind of like neutral here a lot too. And guys, like these tutorials, they're not planned or rehearsed. This is very live for me. And I've worked on this project before, but I'm starting a whole new edit because I want you guys to see, even if I mess up, I want you to see how I may look at it. I want you guys to see how to organize your workflow, that even if you can go back to it and tweak it, and it's okay, okay? So let's leave this one at neutral. I kind of like that one there, okay? All right, so then I'm gonna dive right into, I always keep this curve at film standard, and you see that I photographed this on my Canon 1DX Mark II at ISO 100. At f3.2, 24 millimeters at 1/500th of a second. All right, so I'll dive right into, I like coloring up here, guys, a little bit of the shadows. All right, and this is for campaign work. You can do this stuff. You can really tone your images, as opposed to like if you're shooting a game, you want it to look as true as possible to the real color, like very, you know, the editorial vibe. When you're doing a campaign or something like this, it's fun to kind of, it's not even fun. I think they want to see your style with it. You want to put a little bit of flair to it. I mean, I still like to make it look as natural as I can, but definitely want to find your niche and how things look for you. All right, guys, so you see, as you have here, I like how all my settings are set right here. I may even go into the blues a little bit, kind of see how that looks, just a tad bit. And we'll jump right into the skin. So when you create a layer, guys, you go right here, you create adjustment layer, and then you'll rename it, right? So this one you name skin. And what that means is that you're working on everything only for the skin. You click it, you're gonna create that, so I just colored it. You're gonna create it, and then you're gonna go draw right in it. You press B for your brush, Control to bring your brush settings down. You're just gonna color right over it. And again, I would do this more diligently, but for the sake of the tutorial, guys, boom, okay? And then when that skin's colored, guys, you can go ahead, hit the mask off, and then you can tweak, you know, little things It's only focused on what's being done with the skin, okay? So for this one, I hit a little bit of contrast and I hit a little bit of that neutral clarity button. And then I'll go right here and I'll click skin tone, right? There's basic on our color editor, there's advanced, and there's skin tone. When you get to the skin tone, you tap this, right? You know that this is what we're working on, guys, everything that's highlighted here. We're gonna grab the skin tone. Now this triangle here means that this is every color that's gonna be affected. We're gonna go to view selected color range. So now we know, pull back, we know that everything colored here is gonna be affected. I don't really want these pinks to be messed with. So what I'll do here is I'll see how there's a little bit of pink highlighted? That means that we're using the pink. So see how, you see it removing there, guys? I'm gonna do that one more time. Look, the more I pull out, the more pinks are being used. The more I pull it in, it's solely gonna focus on his tone right here. And now this is full, now we can go full saturation, give him like a little bit of a more pop to his skin. I personally like to drop down to saturation a little bit. And look what this hue tab, guys, all right? Look what this hue tab does. I wanna show people this. This gives it that little, you see a little bit of a red tint here? And if you go the other way, it gives a little bit like of a greenish yellow one. I like to go a little bit more than right on the middle, just a tad. And this feels the most natural for me in my eyes, okay? So that's our skin tab. So now, again, guys, your workflow should be consistent of layers, so you're very organized. This is our background layer, it's our skin layer. Now we're gonna go to background 2 layer, okay? What I did here was this, yes. As I showed you guys here, right? I didn't like this. You guys can all see this, right? It's like a little bit of a flare. I don't like that there, obviously, so I wanna clean it up. So what I'll do is I'll create a background layer. I hit my brush tool, make it a little bit bigger, and then I press M to mask, and I wanna highlight, or essentially color this all in where that flare is, all right, guys? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the exposure on that and the highlights. Highlights, exposures, and maybe a little bit of saturation. Yeah, I want this to feel, I don't want you guys to see that. So boom, I feel good where that's at. Then we have our sky, all right? The same thing like everything else, guys. You create your adjustment tabs. And here's the sky. And what did we do here? All right, obviously colored it in, and you would do a better job of this. And what we did here is I dropped the exposure down in the sky, okay? A little bit of saturation. I dropped the exposure to get that. I want to show that it's cloudy. Boom. Highlights are coming down a little bit. Shadows, very like edgy darkness. You see that there, guys? And then I kept my vignetting right there. So that's our image. I want to show you guys how this looks actually so far. Look at it before. Look at it after. See how much that comes to life, guys? It's just following these basic characteristics, and you got to follow your flow. I mean, when I show you guys my stuff, it's not necessarily to show you like, hey, this is the exact way to do it. I want to show you my process on how I get it. Now you guys find your way, your style. Maybe you like a little bit more contrast. Maybe you guys like this. Look, maybe you guys want this more, a little more saturation, or maybe you want it even flatter. Maybe you want it even flatter and you want to go, hold on, let me get this one. Maybe you want it even flatter, and maybe you want to go this way and give it like a really like cool, like weird look. It's really preference to whoever, like, you know, this is what I feel fits for me. And I like it right there, actually. Yeah, this is what I feel fits for me, guys. And I'm just happy you guys are here to see the process. So again, guys, look at the before. I think this is well shot. You see kind of what we dodged and made look good and made pop. This is the after. You know, I really hope you guys love this image. I'm really, really stoked about it, just seeing it. But again, guys, when you're shooting your portraits, think of your poses, think of your backdrops. You know, the hoops in there for context. I love how his eyes are locked in on us. Look at this, guys, locked in. You know, it's a whole set of things, but yeah, it's one of my favorite images, guys. And one last time, before and after. Boom and boom. All right, guys, that's that final image right there. Boom. Boom. I wonder if this does this because it's All right, guys, so we're gonna hop into our next image, and this is gonna be it right here. And I'm gonna walk you guys through this completely, all right? And we're gonna start with our background layer first, all right? So first off, like everything else, guys, you see the image, right? You see that he has a softbox right over him right here, one light coming right down up on him. And we're gonna crop in to, go closer to Dejounte, and pull out a little bit. I wanna show that hoop in the background. And I love, immediately when I saw this spot, guys, I love the grunginess of it. I love the dirt, the hoop. It just felt so raw. And a lot of New Balance, they love that. They want that edge, they want this to pop. So similar to everything else, guys, it's no secret at this point for me how I kind of do it. Light them up a little bit. We're gonna drop the highlights back there, a little bit of blacks. I'm gonna lift the shadows though, guys, a little bit because I don't want it to be too dark back here. I want to show you guys this. And we're gonna hit the natural. Let me see neutral. You get a little natural clarity right here. And like I told you guys before, I just like to mess with curves a little bit, give a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. We have our vignetting just by a smidgen. Make sure that you are always in film standard. Is not, you don't have to do this. This is like a preference of mine. Look, this is how it looks auto. I just like it film standard. And this is my Canon 1DX Mark II. And then we're gonna go right into the skin. So I'm gonna delete all these tabs and we're gonna do it fresh right here. All right, guys. So you're gonna click the plus here. You're gonna go into your adjustment layer. We're gonna rename and we're gonna go skin. I'm also gonna create another layer. We're gonna call this one sky. And guys, the importance of these layers you're gonna see with your workflow, because if you need to go back and adjust something, fix something, you can just click what you need to click and work right there. And this is gonna solidify everything. I'm gonna put this on greens because I know I'm gonna probably mess with something back there. So we'll start with the skin, guys, all right? And like the other tutorial, we're gonna color. All right, boom. Got Dejounte's face right here. We're gonna press the B for the brush, M for the mask. Okay? And again, guys, I'm doing this one quick for the sake of the tutorial, okay? Dejounte's face, his hands. I'll go back and adjust those. Now, if you want to erase, guys, you click it right there. This erase button right here. And we're going to go, you can zoom in or however you want to do it. And we're just going to erase just around the fingers. And again, if I was really submitting this one right now, I would not be doing it like this. I would be really dissecting this. But you guys get the point what you need to do, Oh, zoom in to the other eye, boom. All right, and then let me get the brush to get some ears. Boom. Take the mask off, and then we're gonna have the skin tone just like before, guys. We're gonna hit the picker. We're gonna hit the little picker right here. We're gonna click to see what's being selected here, and it's only his skin, but we want no pinks in there. It's really oranges, that orange pigment. Just want to drop it down a little bit on the saturation, and I hit the hue a smidgen on this one. This lightness tab, take a look at it, guys. Look what it does. Light puts a lot of light on his face, on his skin tone. And remember that we're in the skin tab right here. We're only working on the skin. Or you can drop it down. I like it a little, I want it to be dropped down so it really feels like his natural skin color. When you light a subject, it depends your style. I want it to feel as natural as possible here. Okay, so I'll unclick this and we'll see that everything that we worked on was right here, guys, okay? Our next tab will be the sky. And similar to before, we're gonna hit our brush tool, B, Control. Bring it up so we can color the sky. Hit the M for the mask, and let's start going ahead and waving our brush. And again, for the tutorial's sake, everyone. All right, we're gonna erase some of this. And again, guys, remember, none of this tutorial has been rehearsed, right? Like I've obviously worked on this project before, so I have edited it, but this is I'm literally kind of coming in and doing this raw with you guys as well, because I want you guys to get a sense of how it feels to kind of go back and fix things and look at things differently and whatnot. So, all right, for the sake of the tutorial, so it's not an hour long, let's just get to it. All right, similar to the other sky, guys, the same process, same process. So now remember, I'm only working on the sky, all right? I want to show the dramatics of the sky, so let's drop it down a half stop, get a little bit of highlights, and let's punch it to make it dramatic, okay? And I already like it how it is, kind of like that. Right there, perfect. And lastly is our greens. And you're gonna ask me why I'm doing this is because I just want this to get lifted a little bit. And when I say lifted, I'm saying I want just to show a little bit more of the greenery, in the sense of like just a little bit more light, okay? And this is just a tad bit that I'm looking for and looking at. All right, so once you get to this point, you selected the greens, the area that you want to color. Again, guys, this is the concentration. Like, as far as we're concentrating on certain areas right here. Okay. Now we're gonna take our mask off and let's lift the exposure a little bit, lift the shadows, then let's really hit it with a nice punch to kind of nullify that. And I love it already. Like, yeah, I love it already. And then those are the 4 layers that we have. We have our background, we have our skin, we have our sky, we have our greens. I go back into my background layer, guys, and I want to see if just any last minute checks. You know, I like to mess with, like I said, if you guys saw a little bit of the shadows in the toning aspects, you know, I like to hit this a little bit. Yeah, I like to bring it up a little bit, not too much. And highlights, not too much. Awesome. I'm loving where this is already going. I kind of go back to my curve. Just a little bit. I want to show you guys a before and after so far. I'm about to say what happened there. Here's a before image, and here's an after. Before, after. Here's a before image, and here's an after, guys. See what I would fix right here? Feels a little bit, his skin. I want to kind of go back into it again and kind of mess with it. I want to go right back into his skin, and I'm going to hit the picker again. Where are you? Right here. I want to put the saturation up just a smidgen. Because the thing is, I don't want him to look morbid, you know? See, like this feels a little flat to me. I want to go right in kind of in the middle where it's still like, you want it to be dramatic. You want it to be yours. You want it to be edgy, right? Or however you want it to look like. But for me, this is how I want it to look. And that's the importance and also the beautiful thing about this, guys, you know? And make it look how you want it to look. So again, here's our final before, guys. And here's our after. It's crazy, right? I love it. Looks so good. Yeah, so I'm really excited, guys, to really show you this. I'm gonna drop the contrast just a smidgen down. And see, like these little nuances and these little like adjustments that I'm doing on my end, like these are so normal, guys. This is why I wanted to show you guys like a little bit, you know, maybe a little hair here and there. You don't want to rush through these edits. You see me going back and reviewing and looking through it. This is why I wanted to show you a very raw, uncut. Hey, we're essentially doing this live. I'm not going back to chop this up. You're gonna see when I go back. I want you guys to see me go back and fix things. All right, guys. So here's our final 2 images. Image 1, image 2. One more time, guys. Here's our before and after. Boom, boom. Here's our before and after right here. Boom, boom. Hope you guys love these. One more time. Here's our final images. Image 1, image 2. And then for our next episode, guys, we're going to dive into this and this. So excited to have you guys here today. I really hope that you guys learned a lot through this tutorial. Again, I stress that I want to show you guys me going back and fixing this. Like, I'm not going to chop this up just to make everything clean. Because the real person would go back and fix. And I want to show you guys this, that it's okay to kind of review your work again. You see me work through it, you know?
So guys, I'm so happy that you guys are here for this editorial session, this editorial campaign session. See, I'm so happy you guys are here for this campaign session. Again, we photographed this in San Antonio, Texas with San Antonio Spurs guard Dejounte Murray. We photographed this for New Balance, man, one of my favorite campaigns, and just blessed to be a part of it. And even more blessed to show you guys and walk you guys through this amazing campaign. And guys, any questions you may have, please subscribe, like, comment below, DM me on Instagram at johnny.izquierdo. Any tutorials you may want to see, I'm so open and ready to show you guys whatever it is and help you guys. And this is fun, man. This is a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are learning a lot and learning a lot about me. So yeah, tune in for more, guys. I'm so excited. We got a lot of fun stuff coming. So talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Yeah. In a coupe, rockin' Prada, and she dancing on this shit. 100 racks in my pocket, know my band's really lit. Shorty down.